And welcome everyone back to another episode of Macro Crypto, where we talk about anything and everything involved in the crypto space. And today we got round number 2 in the fight between Ethereum and the other smart contract platforms, discussing the battle and the jockeying for market share within the space. If you do enjoy the content and love the high level sound effects, give us a like, subscribe, and head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club. Go ahead, give us a follow. Like always, the link will be down in the description. Also, has to be said each and every time, none of this information is financial advice. We're here for pure entertainment purposes only. With that being said, let's go ahead, dive into today's content, checking out the Heikin-Ashi candles through the eyes of Ethereum. The current price is just above 2,500. We've got a little bit of a positive price action as we were hitting below 2,500 not too long ago, but obviously we've been up and down in this market in a roller coaster ride for probably the past 3+ months in a continuous bearish downtrend. And right now, yes, we are below the bull market support band. How long do we stay under there? Bitcoin recently tested that bull market support band. Are we going to create lower lows, which creates the rest of the market having lower lows? And so on and yada, 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 right? But within this video, we're going to create a little optimism for the market, giving you a theory based off previous data from Ethereum from 2017. Lets you figure out if that's something that might be a realistic view or not. In my opinion, don't take any of my advice, but it's fun to predict. It's fun to look at previous data and check out what potentially could happen within this market. And we're going to go over that with you shortly. But right now, obviously, we are in a bearish downtrend, so be safe with your funds. Stay vigilant out there. Don't allow yourself to over leverage within the market currently right now, because we could trend sideways. We could capitulate down. We could, take a moonshot above the bull market support band. We can go every which way. Nobody truly knows where we're headed within this market, so just keep that in mind all the way through, especially with this and within this video and the theory that we're going to go over, because it doesn't mean that it's going to come true by any means. If anything, take the opposite of my advice. So just checking right now, of course, we want to see some green. We had one green candle, but obviously more green candles multiple weeks in a row will help us stabilize into more of a bullish trend, but we just got a lot of red happening. So we love to at least look at the Heikin-Ashi candles just to remove the noise, and the noise is telling, or when we don't have any noise, it's telling us we're in a bearish trend. We might have some big moves up, but we're still trending down right now. Until we can get above the bull market support band, we're in a bearish market, in our opinion. Checking out the smart contract platforms itself, Ethereum, of course, is always going to be the prince of crypto, in our opinion. But until that changes, then we'll change our tune a little bit on this video. But regardless, right now, Ethereum, by and far, is the prince of crypto. Then Binance Smart Chain pulling in a second. Terra Luna still doing pretty well, especially with the market conditions. Solana, but Cardano, Avalanche, Polkadot, Polygon, Near, and then Tron rounding it out. So there's your kind of smart contract platforms. Not a whole lot of change within the last week. Now, getting into our theory, what we believe that could happen potentially within this market. If you look back in 2017, now if you were going off of also the idea of lengthening cycles, there's also a bunch of different holes within this theory. But the idea is after a big run like we did have back in 2020, heading into 2021, we peaked out just like we did back in 2017, and we had 2 local tops. Now we also had retracements on those tops before ultimately skyrocketing back to new all-time highs later in that year. Now, if the idea of lengthening cycles is created, we can start to see that potentially maybe we got 2 local tops after big run-ups. We had big run-ups. Then we had a kind of a capitulation down to the bottom, then revisiting those all-time highs, just revisiting before another capitulation, and then going to new all-time highs later in that cycle. Will we see that? Who knows? What you'll notice in this market is we just tested the bull market support band back in 2017. We fell below it here, which also we did go revisit those all-time highs. But now we're well below the bull market support band, where that did not happen in that previous cycle. So just keep that in mind as a giant hole within this theory. But it gives us an idea of what might potentially could happen, because history does not have to repeat itself by any means, but also history could make it look a little different as well. So let's just check it out, see what you think. Now, within regards to the two local tops back in 2017, it was a length of 81 days in between those two all-time highs when they revisited themselves. This one didn't wick up entirely up to the previous all-time high, but got pretty damn close. Then it took another 83 days until we hit past that all-time high and skyrocketed over top of that right here on that candle. So just to kind of keep that in mind, almost identical number of days in between those two those two peaks, and then claiming a new all-time high 83 days later. So the idea is, okay, we take 182 days between our two peaks within this cycle. Now, can we expect another, 182? We kind of calculated maybe 187 based off the difference of 81 and 83 days. And we came out to maybe March 17th is when we will revisit out here, when we will revisit that all-time high and skyrocket into new all-time highs later this year. When that's going to be or how that's going to play out, no idea. So obviously we'll have to make our way above this bull market support band eventually at some point. Can that happen? Sure. Most likely, no. Do not take this advice, but it's a fun prediction just to share with you, let you view it for yourself. And if it does play out, then hey, lucky me that I just came across it, right? Now, kind of checking out some of the other news within the space itself, especially with the smart contract platforms. Can Ethereum topple Bitcoin as the crypto king? No, not this cycle. It's kind of the whole idea behind the flippening. Now, within regards to this specific space itself, that's just my opinion. Obviously, others believe differently because of the amount of volume that's being traded within the space of Ethereum. And I am a huge fan of Ethereum. Don't get me wrong. I hold a bigger position within Ethereum than I do Bitcoin currently right now. Does that change? Maybe, maybe not. But regardless, it doesn't make me a maxi for either one of them. I'm just a crypto maxi. I love the crypto space. That's why we have discussions on multiple topics on this channel. But in regards to Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, I just personally don't see it happening in this cycle. If it was going to at least attempt it like it did previously, it would have already made its move, in my opinion. Does that obviously change? Maybe, but I doubt that we're going to see any type of flipping action within this cycle. And that's just my prediction on that. But it's nice to see that the news channels are trying to hype up Ethereum. Now, also talking about the VC firm Andreessen Horowitz, they are investing in a staking platform, Lido, basically, which is always bullish news when you got big VC firms jumping into crypto. Lido is a staking platform where you can stake ETH if you don't have 32 ETH, the minimum to create your own node and to get your own staking rewards. You can stake ETH on Lido and gain rewards into like different type of pools within that platform. So obviously, it's just good to see that sort of news within the space. And Ethereum is losing, and I love it. Not me personally, this article, but what they're talking about is Ethereum starting to lose ground within the DeFi space, NFTs, to other smart contract platforms. Obviously, since the beginning of time, does that continue? Or during this bearish trend, does that kind of kill some of the quote unquote Ethereum killers within the space? Only time's going to tell. We got one of the bigger beasts within the space, which is Solana, which is making big moves, in my opinion, just in regards to the gaming and NFT space, which is also kind of playing against Ethereum. They're playing on their niche in that regard, which is smart on that end. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or not, but they're seeing a lot of light in that regard. And here's one of the cases. Michael Jordan's Solana-based platform Air launches debut NFT collection, currently going between like 8 and 9 Solana. But there is rumor that this could be a potential play by one of his sons, just like a money grab and just using his dad's name. So don't know for sure, but that's kind of, we went over a big jump made by another NBA former star Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal jumped from Ethereum over to Solana. So this is kind of just piggybacking off of that. Also, another thing is Adobe's Behance adds support for Solana. They're already integrated with Ethereum, so just adding Solana in regards to NFTs and the art is a huge bonus for Solana and that protocol as well. Remember, I'm not a huge fan of Solana by any means, and definitely not a fan of Cardano. No one uses it, but we're not going to stop us from talking about it because we might be proven wrong one day. But the whales continue to grab Cardano and stack Cardano within their portfolios. Who's going to use it at the end of the day? Still, nobody knows to this day. Also, kind of some shade towards Cardano, because why not? The blockchain-based platform 3Air, which aims to bring broadband internet to South Africa, basically was using Cardano's blockchain to do this, is leaving Cardano, and guess who they're going to? Yeah, Ethereum. Come on. Is that even a question? And they're doing so because of the number of developers on Cardano, especially in comparison to Ethereum, which is just Ethereum outpaces everybody. It's not even fair. Interoperability has a new meaning thanks to the Polkadot powered startup Parastate. Now, the reason why also we are so in love with Polkadot in regards to the other smart contract plays against Ethereum is because they're playing ball with Ethereum, or they're trying to use their EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, and creating interoperability through Ethereum. That's basically, bridges. Of course, they're trying to do the same with other smart contract platforms as well. But if you're going to play ball with the biggest boy and the biggest dog in the yard, it's a smart decision in my regard. That's why we also have a lot of skin in the game for Polkadot. But again, you're making your own decisions. Avalanche to start trading on Europe's largest crypto exchange. So huge bullish news. Obviously, Bitstamp bringing on Avalanche, but this has already been priced in the market. So don't think that just because this news coming out, you need to go buy some Avalanche. You'll get some, gains out of it. This has already been priced in, and we're in a downtrend anyway. So don't take too much from this, but it's good for the Avalanche protocol to continue being on more and more exchanges, especially the big ones. Here's a little shade towards Binance Smart Chain. The reason why we dislike it so much, this is their Binance Chain doc. So directly from the site, they have 21 validators, okay? It's a centralized blockchain. So if you're getting yourself in position for the Binance and you love the Binance Smart Chain, understand that it's centralized. There's nothing decentralized about it. There's only 21 validators in that ecosystem. Come on now. If I can't say anything else about that. I'm speechless. So let's go ahead, everyone. Head over to our DCA into Ethereum, DOT, ADA, Luna, Solana, Tron, Cosmos, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, all the good stuff. Guess what? Right now, everything's in a downtrend, except the only positive we actually have, if you've been throwing $100 per week into Luna, you're still in the green. Everything else is in the red. What you'll notice here is I think Tron is becoming a stable coin here and trying to stabilize around 6 cents, which is pretty unique. Obviously, we like to kind of throw shade at Tron as well, just because its all-time high back in 2017, mind you, was over 30 cents, and it is at 6 cents these days. Ugh. And also, another little bit more shade at ADA is its all-time high was also back in, or they set a new all-time high, but the all-time high back in 2017 was above $1, and now it's below that all-time high in 2017, even though obviously they reached new heights this past year. So, we don't mean to throw shade all the time at Cardano and Binance and Tron, but it's too easy sometimes. Obviously, DOT is not having its way right now. Neither is Ethereum. Solana's hurting. So all these different projects within the space are having a tough go currently, except Terra Luna. So if you're holding Terra Luna, good on you. I hope that continues, not having a complete downtrend. And to end the video, next week we'll further dive into this. We created a full developers video of how to successfully invest in the market based off of certain type of data, and this was one of those types of data that we went in full depth. So if you want to go previously check out this video, you can go look at that for yourself. But it's looking at following the devs within the space, and kind of reason why we love Polkadot so much is because the full-time developers within Polkadot, also other projects like Near, Solana, and Binance Smart Chain, were more than what Ethereum had at the same point in time when after the first code commit. So when Ethereum was reached right under about 3,000 days since the first code commit, they had over 4,000 devs. Polkadot, or currently right now, I should say that's how many they have, or that's how many devs they have. But full-time developers, Polkadot is almost outpacing them in a shorter amount of time. So obviously the decentralization factor, but the amount of devs within the Polkadot ecosystem, huge bonus for us. Solana is pacing right alongside Ethereum, so that's some really positive news for Solana. Near is coming out of nowhere right now. Can it continue, especially in a bear trend? That's always hard to do. Avalanche and Terra Luna are right below what Ethereum used to be doing. So can they kind of exceed that over time and gain more full-time developers? And over there, Binance Smart Chain, the only thing positive is that they have developers. Are they good developers? Your guess is as good as mine. But we're here always just to give you kind of some of the data. We'll go into further depth next week for the smart contract plays, for the type of developers within the space, what that looks like for all the projects, for Ethereum, Polkadot. I just really hope you guys continue enjoying these videos. Till next time, everyone. Peace.